Hello, everyone. Welcome to Special English Corner. I am your host, Mark.
And I am Sharon. We are so happy you are joining us today. This is a program for people who want to learn English while learning about interesting topics.
That's right, Sharon. Today, we are going to talk about a very special type of drink. It is a traditional Chinese tea.
Is it green tea? I know many people love green tea because it is very fresh.
No, it is not green tea. Today, we are talking about dark tea. In Chinese, we call it hei cha.
Oh, dark tea. That is very interesting. Some people also call it post-fermented tea, right?
Exactly. Dark tea is quite unique. It is different from green tea or black tea, which Chinese people call red tea. Dark tea has a long history and a very deep flavor.
I have seen dark tea before. It often comes in strange shapes, not just loose leaves, but like bricks or cakes.
Yes, that is one of its most famous features. It is a compressed tea. We will explain why it is shaped like that later in the show.
Great! In today's episode, we will talk about the history and origin of dark tea, how it is made, the health benefits, who should drink it, the best seasons and times of day to enjoy it.
This is going to be a long and detailed conversation, so grab a cup of tea, sit back, and let's practice English together.
Sharon, let's start with the history. Where does dark tea come from?
Dark tea comes from several provinces in China, like Hunan, Sichuan, and Yunnan. But the most interesting part is how it was discovered. It is related to the ancient tea horse road.
The ancient tea horse road? That sounds like an adventure movie.
It was an adventure. Hundreds of years ago, traders carried tea from the mountains of inland China to distant places like Tibet and even other countries. They used horses and mules to carry the tea.
That must have taken a very long time.
Yes, months. During the journey, the tea was exposed to rain, sun, and humidity. Because the tea was pressed tightly into bricks, it began to change.
You mean it started to ferment naturally?
Exactly. The moisture and heat caused a natural fermentation process. When the traders finally arrived at their destination, they found the tea was no longer green. It had turned dark brown.
Did they throw it away because it looked old?
No, they tasted it and realized it was delicious. It was smoother and easier on the stomach than fresh green tea. This was the birth of dark tea.
So the long journey actually made the tea better. That is a wonderful story. It shows that sometimes time and patience create something beautiful.
Very true. And because the tea had to travel so far on horses, traders pressed the leaves into hard bricks or cakes. This made it easier to pack and carry. It also helped the tea stay good for a long time.
Sharon, Mark mentioned fermentation. Can you explain that for our English learners?
Sure. Fermentation is a process where good bacteria or microbes change the nature of the food or drink. It's like how milk becomes yogurt or how grapes become wine.
In dark tea, we call it pile fermentation, or wadui, right?
Yes, modern dark tea is made by piling the tea leaves together and adding a little bit of water and heat. This encourages the growth of beneficial microbes.
I heard that some dark teas have something called golden flowers. What are those?
Those are very special. Golden flowers are tiny yellow spots that look like dust or flowers on the tea. In English, the scientific name is Eurodium cristatum.
Is it a mold? Is it safe?
It is a beneficial fungus. It is very healthy. In fact, the more golden flowers a dark tea has, the more expensive and high quality it is considered. It gives the tea a special fungal aroma and a sweet aftertaste.
That is amazing. Nature is so clever.
Now let's talk about why people drink dark tea. Besides the taste, there are many health benefits.
I know one big reason, digestion. Many people drink it after a big meal.
That is the #1 benefit. Dark tea is excellent for helping your stomach break down fats. In ancient times, people in border regions ate a lot of meat and dairy, but very few vegetables. Dark tea provided the vitamins they needed and helped them digest the heavy food.
So, if I have a big dinner with steak or fried food, dark tea is a good choice?
Definitely. It helps reduce the feeling of being greasy or bloated.
What else is it good for?
It is also good for weight management. Many studies suggest that dark tea can help lower cholesterol and blood sugar levels.
That sounds like it is good for the heart, too.
Yes, it helps keep the blood vessels clean. Also, because it is fermented, it is very gentle on the stomach. Unlike green tea, which can sometimes make people feel uncomfortable if they have the sensitive stomach, dark tea is warm in traditional terms.
Warm means it makes your body feel cozy and doesn't irritate you, right?
Exactly. It is very soothing.
Sharon, is dark tea for everyone, or are there specific groups of people who should drink it?
Generally, almost everyone can enjoy it, but it is especially good for people who love meat. Like we said, it helps with digestion. Older people, because it is gentle on the stomach and good for blood pressure. Office workers, people who sit a lot and might have slow digestion. People trying to lose weight. It's a great natural helper for a healthy lifestyle.
What about children?
Children can drink it, but in small amounts and not too strong. Dark tea still has some caffeine, though less than some other teas.
Is there anyone who should not drink it?
People with severe insomnia might want to avoid it late at night. And as with everything, if you have a medical condition, you should ask your doctor. But for most people, it is a very safe and healthy daily drink.
Sharon, now let's talk about the calendar. Is dark tea better in the summer or in the winter?
You can drink it all year round, but many people think it is the perfect tea for winter.
Why winter?
Because dark tea is warm. When it's cold outside, a hot cup of dark tea can warm your hands and your belly. Its deep, earthy flavor feels very grounding and cozy.
I agree. In the summer, I usually prefer cold green tea or white tea because they are refreshing, but when the snow falls, dark tea is like a warm blanket.
However, there is a way to drink it in summer too. In some parts of China, people cook dark tea with a bit of ginger or even milk to make a healthy summer drink that helps you sweat out the heat.
Oh, like a tea latte?
Yes, similar to that. Dark tea is very flexible. You can even boil it in a pot instead of just steeping it.
So we know the season. What about the time of day? Should I drink it in the morning?
Many people like to drink it about an hour after breakfast or lunch.
Why after the meal?
Because if you drink it on an empty stomach, the caffeine and the tea elements might make you feel a little bit dizzy. We call this tea drunk.
Tea drunk? That sounds funny.
It is. You might feel a bit shaky or hungry, so it is best to have something in your stomach first. Afternoon is also a perfect time. Around 3 p.m., when you feel a bit tired at work, a cup of dark tea can give you a gentle energy boost without making you feel anxious.
What about the evening?
This is the great thing about dark tea. Because it is fermented, the caffeine level is often lower than in fresh tea. Many people find they can drink it in the evening and still sleep well.
That is good to know. I love a warm drink before bed. but I hate lying awake all night.
Part 8. How to prepare dark tea for beginners. Sharon, if our listeners want to try dark tea, how should they make it?
It is quite easy. You need a teapot or a gaiwan. Since the tea is often compressed, you need a small tool, like a tea needle, to break off a small piece.
Be careful with the needle.
Yes, always. Once you have the tea, you should rinse it.
Rinse? Like washing it?
Yes, put the leaves in the pot, add hot water, and pour it out immediately. Do not drink the first pour. This wakes up the tea leaves and washes away any dust.
And then?
Then add hot water again. Dark tea likes very hot water, usually 100 degrees Celsius. Let it sit for a few seconds and then pour it into your cup.
The color is so beautiful. It looks like amber or dark red wine.
And you can use the same leaves many times. You can pour water over them 10 or even 15 times, and the flavor will still be there.
That makes it a very economical choice, too. Part 9. Vocabulary Review.
Wow, we have talked about so much today. Mark, let's review some of the English words we used for our listeners.
Great idea. The first word is compressed. This means pressed together tightly. Dark tea is often compressed into bricks. The second word is fermentation. This is the natural process where microbes change the tea. The third word is digestion. This is how your body breaks down food. The fourth word is beneficial. This means good for you or helpful. And the last one is aroma. This is a nice word for a pleasant smell.
Those are great words. I hope our listeners can use them this week.
Part 10. Conclusion and Goodbye. Well, we are coming to the end of our program today. We hope you learned something new about dark tea and also improved your English listening skills.
Remember, learning a language is like making dark tea. It takes time, it takes the right environment, and it gets better as it ages.
That is a very poetic way to end the show, Sharon.
Thank you, Mark. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to Special English Corner.
Tell us, have you ever tried dark tea? What do you think of the golden flowers? You can send us a message and let us know.
We'll be back next week with another interesting topic.
Until then, keep practicing, keep drinking tea, and stay healthy.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.